Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Maud Afro Mama, ready to review, ready to love Miami. Excited. I don't know how I'm feeling about the whole show, but I'm expecting goody to pass by on this platform. I'm your girl, Maud Afro Mama. Before we get into it, if you're here for the first time and you have not subscribed, go ahead, hit the subscription button, hit the notification button so that you don't miss out on everything we have to say on this social media streets. It's your girl, Mother from Mama. I everybody going. Really? Hi everybody, it's your girl, Mother from Mama. We are reviewing Ready to Love Miami. I am hoping to have Goody come over here and share her thoughts on Ready to Love Miami. You know, the girls meeting or having the guys meet their ex. I have so much to speak on this, but I feel like I need Goody to neutralize the situation because I'm over it. I'm over it with, with this show. Seriously, like I don't know what I'm feeling about this show at this point in time.
What's happening,
I don't know. You know, at this point, I don't know who is serious. I feel like out of the girls, wait a minute, what she say? Out of everybody, the only authentic girl we have is Cynthia. And that's why you see Cynthia bringing her real ex, the father of her children. I give her credit for that because she is here to seek real love. Unfortunately, I don't know why she thought that, you know, the Forbes guy with the funny ponytails, little tiny ponytail, is gonna make the cut. I mean, if James was your ex, I don't see anything about Andrea when it comes to your life, Cynthia. Cynthia, why are you gonna bring? But yo, it was entertaining. It was very entertaining to see a guy like James who thinks that there is nobody else. Nobody else is good for this woman. You know, who are you guys? What are you bringing to the table? James is asking because he feels like none of these guys over here is better than he is. And the question I have, if you're better than everybody else, then why did you leave her? Why did you let her go if you're better than everybody else? Now, I don't want to be shouting. If y'all can hear me very good, give me a thumbs up, okay? Hey, baby girl, Monique, hi. Listen, I'm over this show. I'm over this shenanigans because I don't think listen. Are you seeking real, because if you're seeking real love, why is Jeffrey not bringing anybody? If Jeffrey is not bringing anybody, Jeffrey is the one who's supposed to be going home, not Blue. Jeffrey! If Jeffrey has nobody to bring to this episode, then she is a red flag over here. She really is a red flag. Hi! You know what I mean? You know, I was like, really? Is this what we are doing? Is this what we are doing, though? Is this what we are doing? And then we had Marcia. And Marcia is as confused as we all are. Like, I don't understand. What is Marcia doing still on the show? And why is she feeling conflicted? Wait a minute. Why is Goody not Goody? Why you not? I sent you the link. My gosh, this girl. Really? Hold on, let me invite Goody before she start cussing me out. You guys, let's invite Goody. Ah, jeez. Okay. Goody. Hold on. All right, Goody, I put the link over there. I put the link on this chart so that Goody is very opposite. I met Goody in New York City and we had a good time on the streets of New York City. We had a good time. I love Goody. Oh my gosh. What are you doing here? This is the last time I want to see you here. Go. Ah, Jesus Christ. So as we wait for Goody, if you have any questions, because I'm like, first of all, I don't know why Blake's mouth is in every other girl in their mouth. What? Why do you have issues with Blake? Blake is not feeling you. Blake has a connection to Swan. Respect that connection. You understand me? That's a connection that Goody that Swan has. Swan is the most intelligent woman when it comes to the cast. Ain't nobody else who is as intelligent as Swan. A lawyer. She knows what she wants. Okay? Now where's Goody? Because Goody be calling my ass out. Oh my gosh. I'm live, Kamisha. What's going on? Kamisha? Hello? Oh, there is Goody. How do we add Goody?
Yep.
Yeah, what's going on?
Girl, everything. Like I've been
I'm
telling
live.
y'all.
Yeah.
I cannot. Look at Showtime.
Okay.
Look at
Bye.
Showtime. Look at Showtime. What's up, Monique? Mimi. Look at Showtime taking phone calls.
I need you to tell me what's going on. How are you feeling? I mean, everything. I know you don't hold back, but go ahead.
I am inundated with tasks. I just got a promotion, very good thing, but the promotion is like next step career, big time. Is a big thing, and that comes with education. So it's like going back to school. So but between that and then I'm podcasting. Like I have like 3 podcasts. I have 2 YouTube channels. It's a mess, but I'm having fun. I'm busy.
Good. It's good to be busy.
It's the good busy too because I have friends and talk a lot clearly, right? Like 5 different places to speak. And my friends used to be like, oh my gosh, Goody, you're still talking. And I would be still talking. But now they be like, how have you been? I'm busy. And I'm like, you miss me now, right? Amy, you miss me now, right?
Right?
Now you miss me. So, it's
right.
fun.
Which is a good thing. It's a good thing to be missed. But what do you think about the girls meeting their exes? Let's start with your girlfriend. Let's start with Morgan, and Morgan applying that Nair thing on the ex and thinking that that's a good idea to bring him on the show. Go ahead.
Before I even start there, I'm going to tell you, I feel like this is a better Miami than last season. And still I'm struggling a little bit to care about these people. I don't care about these people. And not, I love humanity, right? But insofar as entertainment and value, I'm now to the point where if I miss it, I miss it. Right? Like, so with Morgan from Inception, um, and she's gorgeous. Like you see her, and you're
That's
like,
what
oh
I
my
say.
god,
That's what I said. You cannot take away
gorgeous.
her physical appearance. She's a beautiful woman, but she's
She's gorgeous.
malicious. She's
No, it's not just
malicious.
malicious. It's insecure. She's an insecurity. Like a few weeks back, when she was pressing. First of all, the way she's pressing Tony, I reminds
How
me
about
of
the way she
Alexis.
was pressing Blake? I need to hear from you about
Well,
that.
well, well. Blake is. Let's because I'm taking it back a few seasons, y'all, because I haven't been reviewing the show. The way she was pressing Tony, like, reminds me of Alexis in season with Kyra. Am I
Mm-hmm.
your number one? You better get it together and make
Mm-hmm.
me your number one. I don't feel like you're doing enough. Why is it not enough for a man to show interest and be intentional with you to show that he's interested? This is a process with a lot of women. I think this season, the women at least to me are gorgeous. A lot of them are very good looking women. And so we already know they're good looking women. So the need for her to be the best looking amongst all of the good looking says
Okay.
something to me, because for me,
Okay.
my
Thank
question
you.
becomes, when in a room of beautiful women, I need you to lean on your other characteristics, and that's where you shine. You know you're beautiful. You put effort into being beautiful. But are you kind? Are you smart?
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Now, it gets a little bit funny with Blake because again, I've been watching, even though I don't,
Let's just focus. Let's just focus on this woman first. Go ahead.
it gets funny with Blake because he has things with him, right? He does have his things with
Why?
him.
Why?
Um, because when you meet a man, and all of them, he's not the only thing who has things with him. I believe Tony has things with him too, and I think Blue has things with him, like, and Mark Anthony. Like, I'm looking, like, I got to week 3 of this show, and I feel like Anthony might be the only one really ready to be on the
Yes.
show.
And Cynthia. Anthony and
Yes,
Cynthia.
Anthony and Cynthia. He might be the only. When I look at these men, because I'm out here. Well, I'm trying not to date, right? But I've been going in and out of dating. What pulls me out of dating is some of the things that I've seen in some of these dudes, like some levels of immaturity, some levels of insecurity, some levels of machismo, but it's not real, right? Like, so when she to speak to Blake the way she's been speaking to Blake, if he's not your interest, if you don't have a connection, and if you knew that from day one,
Okay.
he's not my favorite either. But what I would do in a similar situation is focus on the people that I am interested in. I was focusing. It does me no good to focus on somebody who I'm not interested in.
Excuse. This is what I have been screaming from the mountain tops. Like, what was the
Monique,
point of her
Anthony is
meeting
gorgeous,
Blake?
but Anthony is not perfect. Perfect. Anthony, well, I don't know. Monique, how this is I guess some would say a rude question, but the reason I have no problem asking it is I have no problem saying I'm 48. At 48, I understand that Anthony's not mature enough for me. And as women with children, I don't think he's ready for that step either. He's gorgeous. He's perfect for someone who's just ready to. I think he's perfect for is it Mercedes?
Yes.
I think they make a perfect
The
couple.
same thing, I feel.
Or and I would, in a perfect world for me, if I were the one, if they were chess pieces on a board, I would put Cynthia and Anthony together, and I would put Mark
Yes.
Anthony and Mercedes together.
Yes. Me too.
because they're both in a they they would be growing together. Someone like Jeffrey, and Jeffrey kind of irritates me as well, but someone like her, by virtue of being a mother, you don't have time to grow with someone. You need someone to come to the table. Well, no, let me rewind. Not that you don't have time to grow with someone, because in any relationship that you are in or will be in, yes, you're going to grow together. But it feels like she'd have to train him up a bit in order for he's not to the level of maturity that he would need to be at to be a co-parent, especially in the situation she presented where she's 100% the sole provider in her household, right?
But isn't that a red flag though?
I think
Like when everybody else is bringing their ex and you don't have any ex that you can bring to the table?
From the perspective of someone who prior to this moment in time has solely been in long-term relationships. I've been in long-term relationships, right? If I had to bring somebody to the table who was going to assess someone, it would 100% be my son's dad.
Yeah.
Because he's known since I was 15. Right? And we're not enemies. We're actually family. But I do see my situation. I hate to think of it as unique, but the more exposure I get, the more I realize how there are not many who have co-parenting situations similar to the one I have. I have no problem bringing my son's dad to the table.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was Cynthia's goal. Like Cynthia has always been authentic. Cynthia is trying to bring, Cynthia is serious about the process. I'm just not sure if there's any guy.
I think Cynthia's co-parent messed up in their relationship and wishes he could be with her again because he was not open. Like, okay, to put my son's father, if I were to put my son's father in that seat, my son's father is not interested in me in that way. He's interested in me for his son, and the better, if I'm happy, the better it is. Right? He's not.
I think he was asking the correct questions. He was not just patient enough to receive the answers, though.
Question, but he asked them too many times. He got the answers. Right. He got the answers. He received the answers. But this is what I will tell you about a man who's still interested in you. He's going to make fun of any other man interested in you. He already made a judgment on Andre from the
Listen, I was like, I am even surprised that he stayed that long.
He was like, oh, the dude with the shag? Now, my son's father, if I trusted him enough to bring him to the show and explain to him this was the process I was in, he would make fun of the dude. We would be at the table afterwards. The task at hand for my son's father would be to weigh which guy has the better character, especially if my son were young and this was somebody who would potentially be around.
So as a single mom that you are, and you have a very great relationship with the father of your son, do you feel like until death, this guy is going to be part of your life anyway? Doesn't matter whether your son is... Yeah.
My co-parent, my son's father, we have raised my son. My son's 26. My son's next steps in life are buying a home, right? Mm-hmm. When he buys his home, we're having a housewarming party. Not 2 housewarming parties. We are a family. When my son has children.
And that's my point. It is not just about when you because they are 18 years old. That's it. The conversation and the relationship continues, though, right?
It absolutely does. And but again, I understand. If my situation is so unique, it is my goal, my hope, and my prayer for the masses that do not end up being in the same household while parenting, that they aim to get to a place where I have gotten, or a place where I started, right? I started here with my son's dad, and we're finishing the swing, right? When they're grandchildren, we are going to be grandparents together. When my son gets married, we're going to be at the same wedding, right? Like baptisms, weddings, God willing, the marriages of my grandchildren, right? Like these are
Right?
things we're going to be in. Decisions on, like, okay, are we giving separate gifts or are we giving these big gifts? Like, what are we gifting the boy? Are we gifting the boy when we have grandchildren? Are we going to come
Right?
together and gift a nursery? Or are you
Mm-hmm.
going to buy a stroller and I buy a
Right?
crib? Right? So I understand his intention when he asked certain questions. However, the energy he brought to the table from the gate indicates to me he's not finished with Cynthia. And he said it himself. I put her through a lot. He did not say he broke up and I want what's best for her.
Right?
He
And you
said I
put
put
her,
her
you
through
put
a lot.
you, and that's what I said. I said Cynthia has to be a very strong woman to go through whatever she went through. We don't know what she went through, but to go through whatever she went through with this man, and she still have the self confidence. I have to give it up to her.
For me, I believe he still loves he and even if he does not love her, right? Even if it's not him being in love with her, he might be of
Don't be
that
music. Go
he might be
ahead.
of that mindset, because there are some co-parents, there are some people in these co-parenting relationships who believe there's ownership of the other person because they had a child for them. Whatever it is, he has not let her go. And Andre
Get out of
is a
here.
petty person, because Andre could have handled that. The way Anthony handled that is the way you're supposed to handle that. Because it's clear to me that production told them, okay, you have to leave at a certain time.
Right. And Anthony said,
So
I'm not going anywhere anyway.
no, he said, yo, get my information. I have no problem having a phone call with you. Let her call me. You don't call me. I'm not going anywhere. Call me. He
Mm-hmm.
came to you know what he came to show? He came to show, y'all know those memes on the internet that's like, let's say your father, your husband, and your son are in the room. Who gets the plate first? He came to show that he gets the plate first.
Well, how about your girlfriend Morgan, who applied some hair removal on ex-boyfriend
And we
that they were
didn't
not
get
even
yours.
serious about?
We started there. The thing about Morgan, again, I told you, I first thought about her, gorgeous. Second thought, there's a problem there. And then we get to this situation. And Tony, even though I think Tony's a gigolo, like Tony just feel like a playboy. Like Tony seems
Absolutely.
like the type of man who, when he go to the club, have his shirt unbuttoned down to the navel to show you that and he has his well moisturized chest here. That's right. So I'll say this: Morgan is saying Tony was right. Morgan is saying, I've never been in love and I've never really wanted a relationship. If you did not want to be serious with this man, he's not cheating when he goes out someplace with somebody else. If this man has come to you and told you he wanted to be in a relationship with you and you pump the brakes on that, when he goes to have dinner with whoever he goes to have dinner with, he's exploring his options. Very similar
Exactly.
to this show. So for you
Yes.
to come and know that his hair is his pride and joy, and to put Nair in his hair. Now it's very funny when you apply these applications. Nair is one of the things is to remove hair, but it's to remove hair in places that you prefer hair not to grow. It's not to remove hair on the top of your head. She could have ruined his beautiful head of hair. And I hope he did not have dreadlocks at the time she did this. But I'm feeling like he might have had dreadlocks when she did this. Because
Yo,
I'm
the
telling
girl
you,
is so malicious. She was putting whatever stuff that she was putting in the shampoo container, so that the dude can use it. Like, she
this is
has
what
to
I'm
be
telling you.
calculative.
I
And
mean, no, not really, because there are people who do that. Like, all you gotta do is Google that. But the problem I have there is, instead of saying he's lying to me and I don't like that, she said he's lying to me. I don't like that. I'm leaving and I'm going to take his pride and joy with me.
mhm. But then why is that? Because the relationship was already superficial. You are not expecting anything serious in this relationship. So why damage the guy's
But
physical appearance, which is
Tony,
key to many girls in
Tony,
everywhere, especially in Miami?
Tony hit the nail on the head. And it's not because he's so into Morgan, because his reasons for being there for Morgan are superficial. They're lust based.
Yes.
I don't understand. Like, do you see the difference in when he was asked about why he liked Marcia? When asked why he liked Marcia, he led with her intelligence. When
Intelligence, yeah.
asked, and then he said she's intelligent, but on top of that, she's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
When asked about Morgan, I mean, look at her. You see what I'm drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's smart. Now, I know a lot of women like to be called beautiful and pretty and sexy. I hear that, but I had nothing to do with what made me. My parents were beautiful. My blood, my cousins, my sister, it's beauty. I have nothing to do with that. But what I have a lot to do with is, am I becoming smarter? Am I kind? Am I pleasant? And
Right.
when there's an absence of that,
Which
when a man
there's nothing. There's nothing in Morgan. Is yes. There's nothing. No substance apart from her physical. And that's why I get heated when I'm talking about Morgan, because I do not understand why she had
don't
that
hold
date
me like
with
her
Blake.
post.
Goody. Why
And
did she
now,
have that date with Blake? Just to put him down? Just to speak to that man like she did when you know you have no connection with that man?
no,
Why did you do that?
I I agree with her that Blake a little bit extra, and I agree with her that the way he presents her, like, I get it, Blake. You don't want any more children. I don't want any more children either.
That's it.
But when I'm out here dating, there are a couple of things I do. If I'm dating you, or if I'm if we're talking determine that you have young children, I want the best for your children and I want the best for me. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
good for me. And it's not nasty, it's my preference. And I'm not going to be disgusting and dismissing you. So
Right?
it seemed like he was trying to convince, he got there as the first day, maybe because, when y'all interview these people, they be hungry, they be drinking. Maybe he was off his game, but it seemed to me in that first episode, the women he met that want children, it's almost like he was trying to convince them that they didn't want children. So that is weird. And that was
Hmm.
my first issue with Blake. But taking Blake off the table, so that's what was wrong with Blake. What was wrong with her in that instance is she's so used to being attractive. I think she was put off by the fact that Blake didn't look past his lack of desire to have more children to at least pretend to want to spit game to her in day one. He
Yeah.
he he heard, like, if they were drawn to each other because they felt the other one was attractive, and if there was like a spell or like magic between them, that immediately
Yeah.
broke for Blake the second that she said she wanted children. And she's not used to that. She's used to her lore lasting longer. So, you know, It was unnecessary for her to meet with Blake, but I think it was what the production wanted for good TV. Because honestly, Blake shouldn't still be there. No one likes him. Hello?
Sorry.
No problem. But you follow what I'm saying? Honestly, the only one who wants him there is Suan, or whatever. But I think he's there because he is good TV. He
But
is the
why
person.
is everybody blaming Suan as intelligent as she is because she's picked Blake?
I don't blame her for picking Blake. I think that after she has picked Blake, and she will realize that picking Blake is not probably the best for her, because Blake has
Goody?
the disposition of a man who likes to mold clay. He likes to
No,
make
I don't
mold.
understand why everybody thinks that Blake is red flag. I really don't understand that. I feel like Blake is an honest man. He is giving us what who he is. He's not sugarcoating
But
anything. He doesn't
honestly,
want children. He's at a point where
but
he wants to
honestly,
enjoy life and he doesn't gonna entertain anybody else who wants children. I mean, he's not gonna date anybody who wants children because that's not where he is in life. And so I don't know why
because
are we
Maud, you've been with your husband for quite some time.
I know.
Um, so you don't see the things that women who are dating see. But let me tell you what Blake is doing. Blake is staying on the show,
Hmm.
right? Because and Blake understands Suan is the best, his only ticket to the show. He knows nobody likes him, so he says keywords and phrases to hook her in.
But
I'm not
do
ready
you
to
think,
lose those.
Goody,
Yeah,
this is a show. We have producers, we are editing. They get to show us what they want to show us.
hmm,
Okay? And so as a viewer, we're gonna, criticize him because of the things that we're seeing. That doesn't mean that he's not a good guy, but the
I don't
production
think
has
it's
chosen.
I don't think it's that he's not a good guy. I think it's more that he has this very military.
He's an honest guy.
No, he has this very. I do not doubt that he's a very rich individual. For example, when Marcia's ex. By the way, Marcia's ex was a Bajan. That accent was from Barbados. So when
Hmm.
Marcia's ex was like, "So how you was handle conflict?" I don't get into conflict. That's not answering the question, and that is not true. We all get into conflict. The question was, how do you handle conflict? And what he
Right.
said was, nobody has conflict with me. Tell me the truth. And that is problematic
Hmm.
because you're not telling me about how you resolve difficult situations.
Hmm.
And it is a way to stonewall a question and not answer a question. How do you answer conflict? Can you give me more context? That was a good way to volley. Well, I mean, how will you deal with things when things get rough? Things shouldn't get rough with me because you're
Right.
able to
Right.
tell me
Right.
what I,
Right.
but that's not true because what he said was, I am, I say what I like and I say what I want. What if what Marcia likes and what Marcia wants does not align well with the things he wants? There is a conflict. And how do you handle that? But what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying is,
Mm-hmm.
when I have conflict, there is no conflict because what I want is what I want, and I'm going to have
Right.
my way.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Blake.
I don't know. I just feel like from the beginning, people or the production or the girls just did not like him, and so we have this
This is another thing I
vision
will
and
say.
appearance, huh?
Another thing I will say. I don't believe Jeffrey has any reason to lie, especially at the stage that she revealed the that he
Listen,
told her
first
not
of
to
all,
eat.
Jeffrey girl,
I'm
with
not
her
saying I don't like
first
that
of,
baby eating bullshit. Like I don't like that baby
so why
feeding.
did she bring her ex? Everybody else is bringing her ex. Why is Jeffrey
I
not
get
bringing
why she didn't
anybody?
bring the egg. She what she was not saying is she didn't bring the exes because she can't bring the exes. They ain't coming. They ain't answering the phone.
So is she the
So
red flag though?
correct. They don't mess with her like that. That's what she's saying. And the way she was saying, and I gifted him his first child, indicates to me that dude has a second child, right?
Goody, I feel like overall in this cast, nobody is good for anybody. I feel like the only person that I would vote for is Cynthia and Anthony. Those two. Everybody else is not happening. What do you think?
I think that Andre and Jeffrey might make it to the end because they're gonna take that
Are
connection.
you serious?
I think they're gonna take that connection that all everything they showed us today in their BS date. First of all, he did not plate that food like a chef. That was not restaurant plating. Okay? And that was not no original jerk chicken. Get out of my face with that. That's one.
I feel like even
They were
if they're
showing
gonna
us,
get to,
they were
no,
showing
I
us
was just
that
saying,
go
huh?
ahead. They were showing us that they trying to be the three couples at the end. That's
So
what
who
they were
are these three
showing us.
couples?
Okay, but wait a minute. Let's talk about Blue. Why was Blue being so too cool for school? What was that?
I didn't get it either.
Yo, you trying to date or not?
Okay, I feel like the next person who should be leaving this show is Marcia. Marcia has no listen, I'm not just saying Marcia, but I feel like nobody has their person on this show though.
I think Cynthia and Anthony, Mark Anthony
Yes.
and Mercedes. I didn't like I didn't like the way that Jeffrey seemed. Everybody was somebody for her. She had a connection with everybody. How, ma'am? How did you have this deep connection with Blue? Mind you, I think Blue, I believe that Blue and Marcia would have been a good match until
Yes.
Blue believed that he had a connection with Jeffrey. You follow what I'm saying? His belief
Mm.
that now Jeffrey, I don't think she's more beautiful. I think all of the women are beautiful, right? But Jeffrey has way about her that makes men feel like they can protect her, and she act like a damn child. Men like that foolishness, right?
Hmm.
So the second that she showed interest in Blue is when Blue started showing being a little flip floppy with Marcia.
Mm.
But prior to that time where they all went on the four people date,
But what was but Blue was being honest when he was asked, who are your connections? He said, I have two connections. Is
he
ain't
was being
nobody number
honest.
one. You're all
He
my
was being
connections.
honest. He was being honest, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I don't think he really has two connections, right?
Mm.
I feel like Jeffrey was putting him in her pocket for just in case to make sure that her name doesn't go to the bottom. I don't think he really has two connections. I think he was holding on to a hope that doesn't really exist. Jeffrey didn't
Mm.
swing for him to stay. Mark Anthony and Andre are Jeffrey's top.
Well, Mark Anthony is a good-looking man, and I think that's why
He's
Mercedes.
beautiful. He's beautiful, but that's the buck stops there. He's superficial. He's
But
shallow.
but but can you
There's no
see?
depth.
But can you see how a beautiful couple that there can be between Mercedes and Anthony? But she's so attracted to Mark Anthony that she's not giving Anthony any chance or opportunity.
Correct. And Another thing that's funny to me is Suen's not really giving Anthony the kind of burn he needs because she
Well,
believes
there's no connection over there. I actually did not
no,
understand why she was
but
being.
she's like, oh, you're not taking the lead, and it's because he's being gaslit by Blake because Blake is taking the lead, and I did air quotes. Blake is taking the lead to stay on the show, and I don't doubt. I think they might make a perfect pair, Blake and Suen. I'll tell you why. Blake is an A type personality,
Mhm.
rigid, has the things he wants, and Suen seems to be the kind of woman who she wants the kind of man she could please. And it's not hard to please Blake if you're gonna jump through hoops.
Right, right,
And she seems to want to jump, when you're like, oh, I can show you I'm the right woman for you. She seems to want to be the type to show I'm the right woman for you. And he likes that. So I don't think that is 100% superficial or fake. I just think that a man like Blake is always going to move the goalpost so far as keeping him happy
right.
because he
I
has
don't know. I
been.
just feel like everybody is out to get Blake. I feel like he's an honest guy. He's not condescending. He's not arrogant. He just know what he wants, and he's not gonna waste your time and mine to think that there's a connection over here. I don't have a
I,
connection with
I,
you.
I sincerely think he saw Jeffrey, liked Jeffrey, spoke to Jeffrey on the phone, tried to woo her the same way, gave her the same. I feel
Really?
like I feel like it's the same play he's using on Suen. It's the same exact.
Really?
He's letting Suen know, yo, I only have eyes for you.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that he had that conversation with Jeffrey because to begin with, we never saw that connection anyway between him
Yeah, but
and
why
Jeffrey.
would she
No,
lie?
I don't trust Jeffrey. I do not
Why would
trust
she lie?
Jeffrey.
She had no real reason to lie. Not at that stage that she told the story.
She's malicious. She wants, I don't know why she wants Jeffrey to be, I mean, I don't know why she wants Blake to leave the show, but they're not good friends with Swan, you know? You have to realize that these girls have already formed their cliques and their friendships. And that's why Morgan had the audacity to go meet Blake, even if they did not have any connection. Because she's friends with Jeffrey. And that's why she kept bringing this conversation between Jeffrey. Oh, I know the conversation that you had with Jeffrey. What does that have to do with anything?
She never
At
made
that point,
any.
she's already picked a side.
What I don't like is when, as women, we gotta figure shit out, right? As women, we have to trust the sisterhood. She
Mm-hmm.
could have taken that information that Jeffrey spilled in the thing, held it close to her breath, and watched, right? There was
Right.
never a need just to be hip to the game because dating is a game. I know people be like, I don't like to play games. I play games. I play chess. And if you play chess too, then I play
Right.
Dragon Ball Z.
Right. It's a long, yeah.
I'm gonna take it up a notch. I'm always gonna
Right.
take it up a notch. And because that's the case, she never needed there never needed to be friction between Jeffrey and Blake. What she
Uh,
could have done is just watched it, uh-huh, and see how he treated her if he didn't think that Jeffrey snitched him out.
mm-hmm.
But instead, what we have is him saying, I feel like we're closer together because we aligned against Jeffrey. That's not nothing to align on. If my connection with anybody, you, anybody, if I am connected to anybody and the thing that connects us is something that's not high vibrational, if we got closer because we were fighting somebody, we're not close. We just don't like that person.
Well, I don't know about that because I have seen in Atlanta where the Tori and I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. They were fighting for a guy. Omario is his name, and switched the seats, and they're still together at the reunion.
That was the funniest, shadiest, semi disgusting
I know.
thing I have seen on TV, but that was some good TV. And I'll tell you this, that wasn't hating somebody. That was two people who had a connection that came out the blue. What I'm saying to you is in friendship, if if you and I are only friends because we gossiping about somebody, we not really friends. If you and I only come close because we cussing somebody out together, we not close,
Mm,
right? So
mm,
again, it's a need. And on one hand, I'm like, damn, none of these people need to be on a dating show, right? But on the other hand, I'm seeing why they needed to be on a dating show.
mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, the tears that Cynthia cried about her inability to be vulnerable behind
Right?
those walls. I
Yeah.
wonder if her co-parent is the reason who took her through all of that.
Mm.
Um, who else had dates?
We had Marcia, and she brought in her boyfriend between Tony and Blake and Blue.
Right, and again,
Didn't
Blue
make
was
any
too
sense to
cool
me,
for
but
school. Blue was too cool for school, and Tony was too smooth.
yeah, too proud, she said.
Mind you, I believe a lot of the stuff go back to Tony and Morgan's date.
Yeah.
Tony is an Tony is, I guess, an alpha male, right? Like Tony is a man who pees on hydrants. You know how they say a dog will pee on a hydrant to be like, yo, this is my hydrant. That's
Mm-hmm.
Tony. He got pissed off not because he cares so much about Morgan, but because
Tony just want
Morgan
to
cares.
snack. Tony
Yeah,
just want to
no.
snack those goodies and like,
Listen, Tony wants to believe that he is the first type of guy who had Morgan wrapped up like that,
yes.
and who has Morgan and her feelings about these other people. But what he found out is Morgan might be a nut job.
Morgan is
And you
red
have to
flag.
hear a
Like
story like that. And
Morgan
how
is
about
red flag.
and what's a bigger red flag to me is that she told us that this relationship with the dude was superficial
Yes.
and not deep. If you could
Yes.
do that to a man that you were superficial and not deep with,
You're gonna be the Delilah of a modern time. Messing around with the guys here. Oh my God.
I think that's terrible. Like, and it only matters, I think, it only matters if he actually had dreads. I don't think he had the hairstyle he has now. I believe that's a man who had dreads and she messed that up.
Mm,
That's allegedly, but mm-mm.
yeah. She is a red flag. She's calling Blake the red flag. She is a red flag herself. Trust me. I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And then and the thing, way she keeps saying, I'm the happiest that I have been. When people tell me these things, I'm the happiest that I have been. And so I am ready. I question that. She keeps saying that. I am the happiest that I have been in my life. I'm like,
Right. She's giving nut job. It's
yeah.
giving nut job. And again, I can't say enough how I don't care about these people. But
Goody
and
overall, I
it's
feel
sad
like,
because we're supposed to care about their love life. We're supposed to be tuning in because we do care. And sadly, like I lose interest in the past few seasons. I've lost interest after like the fourth episode. I am
I
so
feel
happy that
like,
I don't have to. I'm so happy I don't have to review this
well, you
every
have to come
time.
over here You have to come over here
I
and talk
come
to us
over
about.
time, but when we're reviewing with Kamisha, it kicks it up a notch, right? And
Yes.
I'm glad that I don't have because I couldn't like you see how when you hit me up, I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch." I would have been fine missing this episode, and I couldn't do that to Kamisha. And I'm
Right.
glad that I'm not on that panel. Like, you know who I feel bad for?
Whew.
Anybody who got to sit on that panel and actually watch the show. But
Well, Goody is doing amazing. She's reviewing growing up hip hop. You're doing amazing. I love it. I love your growth. You are absolutely amazing. I love listening to your reviews. Um, and I've missed doing this with you.
I can't believe people don't want to watch because Bel Air is amazing,
Mm.
and people don't want to watch that. There's another
Mm.
show that I like called Grand Crew, which is about a group of black people who go to this wine bar and they hang out at a wine bar and they drink wine and it's funny.
What's
And
the name?
Grand Crew. It's on NBC.
Oh,
And the thing for me, because I'm going to stop reviewing Harlem on the channel simply because another podcast that like I have a business called Black Girl Moves. Get into it. It's dope. Black Girl Moves is sisterhood on the move.
mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be doing a podcast. The 13 of us right now because my microphone is always on. We're going to be reviewing Harlem, and I'm going to review it there because for Black Girl Moves, it's a show about sisterhood. Everyone doesn't agree with all the characters because some of them, it's like Sex in the City, but black women. And it's like Sex in the City, but for me, it's a city that I'm familiar with. It's Harlem.
Right.
Where, me, you were.
Oh, I know because you told me to wait for you in Harlem, and I lived in New York City, but I was freaking out when you told me come over here, meet me on this street. I'm like, why is Goody telling me to meet her on this street where everybody is crazy?
Harlem gets a little sketch, but it's a Harlem I can relate to because once we went deeper into the block and we went to like 2 places.
We did,
right? Like,
yeah,
and that's a good night, right?
Because it was fun.
if I link up with my people in Harlem, we could easily we could do Red Rooster, Corner Social, Cove. Like we could ping pong between all of them, or we could just go to a different side of Harlem and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Or in the summer we could go to a park. So I love Harlem, the actual Harlem, New York. I dig that, and I dig seeing a New York that I relate to, and there's a sisterhood component. So I'm going to be reviewing that on my Black Girl Moves channel.
When does it premiere?
It already premiered. It's on Prime TV, and it was only 8 episodes. All 8 episodes have shown.
It's on Prime TV, you say?
Yeah, Amazon Prime TV.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, why aren't people watching this? Because the reality is we argue and we fuss and we fight for Black people who do the things that we do on TV, right? Like all of us ain't in slavery. All of us ain't selling drugs, like all of us that ain't going to places and throwing drinks in people's face. Sometimes some of us just going to brunch every Sunday.
Okay.
Some of us are day drinking every Sunday. So, I mean, I'm growing up hip hop, right? So growing up hip hop, I like people really watch that a lot. Like, I'm like, wow, growing up hip hop, people are really, really into it. Angela's like my favorite, even though Angela. I don't
know why she's missing out on so many episodes.
Angela's a jerk, but just from when they were younger, like when they were younger, Nobody saw it for Angela. Everybody saw it for Vanessa because Vanessa was the typical kind of beauty, right? Angela is the edgy beauty. Angela is the one who's going to push the envelope. And she always has been. And where she is today, the way she, like people, men now, back in the days, if you put Angela and Vanessa in a picture together, men are going Vanessa 100% of the time.
Mm.
Today, Vanessa might get like 25% because Angela's a baddie.
Right.
Angela's 100% a baddie. And I dig her. Some of her she does a lot of foolishness, but you know what?
She does.
Hip-hop royalty. She is hip-hop royalty. I wish Egypt would doing some of the foolishness she did.
Oh my gosh! Don't give me Sam, because Sam makes me.
I'm waiting for him to go to jail, and this is bad. This is bad because he hasn't done R. Kelly-esque crimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
To our knowledge.
Right.
Holy
right.
Fuck. I don't think she's gonna have any growth as a woman
until she let go.
Until he's not a figure.
Right. Right.
And that's sad. Because what it actually, because he's not gonna leave. Every business he has is related to icons of hip hop. Sir, you are not an icon in hip hop. Nor are you, or the way he tried to treat TT, who's actually related.
Okay.
He tried to treat TT like she was a hanger on.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize it. TT's actually a television producer. That's why she wants to move to LA.
It's the foolishness of Sam that I cannot stand, and then the entitlement of it all. Like, talk to Ma, talk to Dad. That's not your dad.
It puts me off that he calls Tretch dad. It's weird. Because he calls him dad. He doesn't call him Pop. Like, he'll be, what's up, Pops? Or, hey, OG.
I thought I was the only one who was getting agitated.
No. And you know what I'm really loving? First of all, Tyran here done ruined. Tyran got his dreads down to his back now. Tyran is adorable, but Tyran is 100% West Indian because he's like, I am not going to the wedding. If she wanted me to come to the wedding, she would invite me to the first one. Don't ask me no more.
Can I ask you a question? Are they from the same dad?
No. No. If you go back, Lifetime did a movie on Salt and Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch it. I think it's pretty. I think it tells as much as the story as they're comfortable telling.
You know what the marriage also that makes me also very uncomfortable is the guy. What's his name? The guy who likes to gamble. What's his name?
Eric. Easy.
Eric. Like, he's never present when it comes to him and the family, though.
I feel like Eric and his wife are there for the check. I feel like Eric, I feel like production be like, Eric, go do that. Because Aaliyah did not know Romeo. His wife didn't know Romeo. So why are you and Romeo so cool? You bringing Romeo to the party, and I'm tired. Look, I understand that Romeo is sorry, but I'm tired. I think production thought that Romeo coming back would be a bigger deal than actually is. I don't care about Romeo being there or not. Instead of seeing that Romeo situation, I would have preferred to see more of Tanise. But mind you, Tanise's father is a mess.
What is wrong with him? What What is
You
wrong
know
with him?
you want to know what I really believe?
What is wrong
First of
with
all,
him?
I'm gonna say I know men like him, especially in hip hop. I think there are a few problems with him. I feel like he might have had something with Run back in the day, even if Run didn't know it, even if it was a little petty jealousy and Run didn't know it. So I feel like he might have had something with JoJo's dad. The
No,
second,
he acted like a kid.
no, well, he's immature. But the second thing I believe one of his main issues with JoJo is JoJo's dad and who his dad is. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing that Buck has that JoJo can't access. You follow what I'm saying? Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
say JoJo wants to do music and he wants to work with the hottest person in the game, and that person works with Buck. JoJo has access to that person. JoJo
Right.
doesn't even need to ask his dad to call based on people knowing that he is JoJo Simmons. He can make the call himself.
Right. Right.
So I feel like his issue is he's not more man than Joe. And he's immature. And I think he'd be high because there's no way. So he throws the bucket of ice on JoJo. JoJo goes to the hotel. Now, that studio and that hotel, it couldn't have taken JoJo more than 20, 30 minutes to get back to the hotel. For him, for one to need call him and be like, I was asleep. Yo, are you hot? What do you mean you were asleep?
I had the same. I
Now you
listen.
can't tell us. You know, at first, the funny thing, or not so funny, is he wanted to tell America that JoJo borrowed $500. I think it was 50. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted to tell America that JoJo borrowed money from him. So I tweeted that. I was like, does he want us to know that Rev Run's son borrowed $50 from him? And Denise's response was, no, I asked him for help when I was dating JoJo. My daughter wasn't born. I wasn't living with JoJo. I was living where I was living. I wanted help with my rent. And I asked my father. And in her father's mind, JoJo should have been paying her rent. But
Oh,
and she was 18. A
that's why
true
he keeps
dad,
calling him little Jojo.
right? But a true dad, he's calling him little JoJo because, like I said, I believe that he's trying to emasculate JoJo because he's not more man than JoJo. It's not a situation where she's dating someone who's in music and needs a favor and needs to go to him for. There's no favor he can do for JoJo. There is no
Mm.
favor. JoJo's uncle is Russell Simmons.
Right?
JoJo does not need him for any access to anything,
Yes.
especially in New York, New Jersey.
But they should. But doesn't that supposed to be giving you respect? Are you not supposed to be giving respect to Jojo though?
He's not going to give him respect because he doesn't want to give him respect because from his perspective, right? From his perspective, his daughter's husband should be coming to him and respecting him.
Mm.
And JoJo has not been disrespectful. JoJo has been a good husband. And what
Right.
being a good husband means is supporting his wife in her decisions. I have never to date met a good father who would prefer that
I
the
know.
husband dominates his wife. Don't I want you to dominate my child and force her to do
Right.
something she doesn't want to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Buck is a
Right.
man who's accustomed to getting his way because he's accustomed to being the most seasoned veteran in the room. He's accustomed to
Mm.
being the person who can make things shake. He's accustomed to moving things. When his daughter started dating someone whose child was in whose father was an icon.
Mm-hmm.
That child is never gonna need you to prove that
Mm. Mm.
ever.
Mm.
And if you might have had some jealousy towards his father back in the day, that's
Mm.
gonna be more of a problem, especially as you're
Mm-hmm.
in mature.
Right.
You know who I
Right.
feel bad for? Tanice's mother. Because he's showing us what kind of jackass she dated.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So
I don't know. I don't like him. But anywho, this was fun, you guys.
I
I love
enjoyed
being
it.
having Goody over here. Goody, you have to come back again
I shall. I shall.
and let us know when you're reviewing Growing Up People because you're doing an amazing job over there. We appreciate you. We are happy for you.
It's only one more episode. I'm gonna try to get that out the Thursday. Let's get that out, and I'm trying to figure out my channel again. Y'all is Goody Gabor Gabs. Trying to
Goody
figure out
and
my
I
channel.
and Erica, we shall be reviewing Marriage Medicine the next season when it comes out.
Okay, you want us to do that as a threesome, like Marriage to Medicine?
Yeah,
What
I
about
want us to do
Renee
that.
on it? Wait,
Huh?
did you do the Ready to Love panel earlier?
Yes, with Kamisha, yes.
Girl, how you feel talking about these people? I don't care about these people. Like, and it sounds bad. I care about them as human, but as entertainment, I don't. You want to know what's really messed up too? Like, so spiritually speaking, when I'm watching something and it starts vibrating really, really low,
Mm-hmm.
like Potomac did, like the Potomac after Mia did that foolishness with Wendy, I couldn't watch it. Gave me anxiety to watch because it's like
Mm.
what they were trying to do to Wendy. It gave me anxiety.
So, what do you think about the girl who just divorced and we did not know that she was having a relationship with a lesbian girl? What's
We
the name?
don't know that to
Atlanta.
be true. We don't know that to be true. I feel like sometimes
Well,
people try
But Mimi put it a post, with the pictures.
the kissing. I haven't seen was Drew kissing on her.
Yes.
I'll say this. Everything we know about Ralph has been sketch and indicates to me that he is doing a little bit extra. When he left and went to a whole different state and didn't tell his wife where he
The
was
wife
going.
is also not innocent. I think the wife has been having
I
some,
no no okay. This is what I'm gonna tell you. We're all adults. None of us are innocent. And guess what? Our children aren't innocent either. One of your kids done stole some candy out the cupboard that they not supposed to have. None of us are innocent. This ain't about innocence. This is about he left town and had a camera on her. He talks down to her. It's a little weird how they interact. And when you're in a marriage and you are not getting what you want, even though you're begging for it,
yeah.
because that's what we first season we saw him not giving it to her. Second season we saw her begging for it.
Right.
If he
Right.
left the marriage, it's because there were flaws and there was an opening. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's annoying. Indeed. I'm not going to say she's not annoying because some of the things be like, Drew, what are you doing? She is
Right.
annoying. However, that said, her annoying, she's not more annoying than he is suspect. Something he's been doing ain't right. Something he's been up to ain't right. And the
Mm-hmm.
ridiculousness of them racing down to the courthouse 61 minutes apart.
Yeah. It's like, is it a competition?
Yeah, because I think who files first gets the ability to be like, like when you younger and you about to get in trouble, you try to tell the elder who should
Yeah.
have it first. When I was
Right.
younger, like my mom used to work a night job, and we used to be carrying on, and my grandmother used to be like, "I'm telling your mother, yo, we used to be waiting up for my mom to say
Right.
something. We used to be waiting up to tell her. She'd be like, your grandma gonna put sauce on it. It might be true, it might be false, but let's put our own sauce
This
on it
is
first."
true. This is true. Yeah.
So that's what that is. But I'm going night night. Am I
All
night night?
right. This was wonderful, you guys. Thank you, Goody, for stopping by. I hope to see you again. I appreciate you. Please, go ahead and subscribe to Goody Gabor YouTube
Yes.
channel. Goody, you can find her on IG as Goody Gabor, and then you can get her link. She's doing amazing. She's doing a beautiful job when it comes to growing up hip hop. She has she's intelligent. That's why I love having her here. To share her wisdom with us, So go ahead, please follow her, subscribe to her channel. Goody, I will see you soon. We're gonna do marriage medicine with you. Yes, tomorrow for Love and Marriage DC. Yes.
All right.
And thank you so much for stopping by.
Are you watching Bel Air?
Huh?
Are you watching Bel Air?
I want to watch it, but I'm still not feeling it.
Mm.
Are you reviewing it?
I want to. I haven't done the first review yet.
I can watch it, and then you can invite me to your YouTube channel, and I can stop by.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Love you. Okay.
All right,
Bye-bye.
You too, Mama. Bye.
Bye. She's so amazing. I love that. You guys, thank you for being here. I am your girl, the undisputed African queen. We were just reviewing Love and Marriage. No, Ready to Love Miami. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Love and Marriage DC. I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow night on Love and Marriage DC. You guys, please stop by. If you have not subscribed, go ahead, support your girl. But I am not feeling this Ready to Love Miami. I'm not feeling it. I feel like Cynthia and Anthony are the only real, authentic people. Okay, that's the only couple that I would love to see as an item. I don't feel anybody else. I'm not feeling Tony is a good guy. Tony, and I was dismissing Tony in the beginning, but right now, I don't think Tony is a good fit for Morgan. Morgan is spoiled. Morgan feels that because of her beauty, because she's beautiful, she can get away with anything. That's how I feel about Morgan. And for her to have the audacity to talk to a man like the way she did to Blake, I don't like people treating people like that. Don't talk to people like that. I don't want anybody talking down to anybody. That's why I defend people who are being mistreated, because you have to realize the production really wants us to see Blake in this kind of a light. Like he's not a good guy. Like he talks down upon, like he's condescending. Like Blake is just honest. Blake knows what he wants. Blake does not want to waste time on anybody that he's not feeling, okay? And that's why he's dismissing everybody else apart from Suan. Suan is an intelligent woman. She's a lawyer. She's an advocate. She is very intelligent. She's good looking. She knows what she wants. I accept her judgment. We only get to see a little bit of Blake, but they're interacting with each other, and so far, Suan is appreciating every decision and every move that Blake is making. I just don't understand why these girls are out to see Blake is out of the show. It's like, are you gonna get, is your check gonna be doubled because Blake left the show? It's what I want to know. Like, what is the big deal? Why do you really want to see Blake leave? Okay, and you're all here thinking, and then Jeffrey, when she's being fed by Andrea, and she's girl, eat the food, eat that damn food. It's not romantic at all when the way you're trying to. It's not romantic at all. And Andrea, like that ponytail, little tiny ponytail of yours, is not giving nothing. It's not giving Forbes. It's not giving Forbes. That little tiny ponytail is not giving anything. Like he doesn't need the little tiny ponytail with a whole lot of gel on his hair. Like, why is he doing that? Why is he having this little tiny ponytail on his head? It aggravates me, you guys. Who's gonna tell him that he doesn't need the little ponytail? You don't need to see that little ponytail. But I have to give him credit. I mean, he stood and he stuck to that date between James and Cynthia for a minute. I was not expecting him to say that for long. I had to give him credit for it. Because James kept asking questions one after the other. Yeah, like bum, 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 one after the other. And the guy kept answering. I have to give him credit for sticking by it until he was like, you know what, this is it. This is enough. And I feel like that's why, he realized he doesn't have a chance with Cynthia. And so he had to step up with Jeffrey and inviting Jeffrey and cooking that rice with little sauce and try to feed Jeffrey with a whole spoonful of rice and little sauce on it. Okay. Dude had to step up. I was like, I have to step up because there's nothing happening over there when it comes to Cynthia. Cynthia is not it. And I hope Cynthia realized, when he said, I am not sure, when he was asked, what are you bringing, when James asked him, what are you bringing to the table? He was like, I still am not sure what I'm, I have not decided who it is that I want. I hope Cynthia realizes that, the guy with the little ponytail ain't nothing. Like, this is not your match. This is not your dude. Anthony is your dude. And I feel like, I don't know. Mercedes, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a good fit for Anthony. I'm not sure. I feel like it's going to be a great couple. The only couple that I would want to see them succeed is Anthony and Cynthia. That's it. Everybody else, like Marcia. Why is Marcia? She said, I have a strong connection with Blue. Marcia has a strong connection with Blue? And then she says, I have a strong connection with Tony. You have a strong connection with Tony? I need a beer. I need a beer at this point. Where is my beer? Hey, can I get a beer? At this point, we need a beer. Yeah. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, can you guys just give me a second? Let me get a beer. Let me just get a beer because y'all playing too much. Let me get a beer. Thank you guys for waiting for me. I don't know how I'm feeling about this show. When they announced that it's Ready to Love Miami, I was hoping for something spicy. Miami, something. That's gonna make us feel like, even when it's freezing here in Buffalo, you feel good when you're watching the show. It's as cold as hell. As cold as hell. The show. I miss DC. I miss Potomac. I miss it. It was a whole lot of drama, you guys. Like it was classy. It was, black love. This over here is so ghetto. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we celebrating 100 episodes? For what? But I digress. No wonder they don't like me. No wonder they keep blocking my ass. They keep blocking, block. But it's fine, you guys. Let them know that I remain the undisputed African queen, you guys. I will be here again reviewing Ready to Love Miami, reviewing everything Ready to Love wherever they take us, because I'm very African who gets to review these things. Okay. Cheers. It's a Saturday. You all go have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Life is too short. Extend grace where you can. Okay. Live your life. Let the haters know. Don't pay attention to the haters. And always subscribe. Join the membership. I remain your girl, the undisputed African queen. Bye, everybody. Peace out, peace out, peace out. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Let's see. Are we out of here? Maybe. Bye, everybody. Bye.